All right, welcome to Gen X Rated Thursday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Pretty good. Looks like somebody got a cold brew. Am I right?
Yeah, they missed me the first time, but I got it the second time around. Sympathy. The downside is it's Starbucks, which I really hate, but
Oh, they didn't go to
they
our
did
spot.
earlier with a meeting they had. But on the way home, since I complained, I got Starbucks.
Okay.
I said thank you, but I can do their cold brew. I can't really. Any of their other drinks have something in it that makes me a little loopy. I don't know what it is, but I tend to avoid it.
Yeah. Well, the coffee's got like kind of that burnt taste.
Well, I don't mind that, but if you have any of the shaken stuff, it just kind of has. I don't know. Who knows what they put in that, man? It's so mass produced. Starbucks, that place sucks.
Yeah. No, I don't mess with anything. I'll just get a black coffee. That's it.
That's what I said. I was like, he's fine with the drip coffee, but I don't generally do that. Anyway, yes, very refreshing, and I don't mind the burnt beans. I just don't like supporting those that don't support us.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that too.
One of those things. So your day's going all right so far?
It's going really well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take that down a notch.
Take it down a notch.
Sad to say, I didn't even know this was a thing last night. I guess it was called the Great American State Fair. Trump had the, I don't know. I don't even know the story other than a bunch of woke musicians bailed last minute. So you had Kash Patel's girlfriend singing the national anthem, kind of horrific. And then Trump, it was basically just a rally. I mean, look at this guy. It looks funny because he's behind bulletproof glass, which we know is nonsense. I mean, he looks silly for other reasons too. The giant diaper, the stupid expression, his just everything about him, which is terrible.
Wearing a suit and tie to the state fair. Nothing says man of the people more than that.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. He just ranted on everything, taking transgender out of sports, men out of women's sports, transgender mutilation. I mean, all the highlights, stealing elections. I'm the biggest winner. I'm amazing. I'm terrific. All these factories that are being built. I mean, everything's fantastic. Yeah, it seemed like a real snooze fest. They played, no offense to the military band, but you really, you don't go to the county fair and listen to, musicals, Hallelujah, Gloria, YMCA, all instrumentals, even some opera, because, Trump's a very sophisticated listener of opera.
He is. He's a very cultured man.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Were there deep fried Twinkies? Because you can't really call yourself a state fair unless you've got deep fried Twinkies or Oreos or Snickers bars.
I doubt it very highly.
Funnel
I don't
cake?
think there was anything fun. If you look at this, let me pop this up. I mean, this is kind of what you get. Believe what you want anymore, but I saw the people within 15 minutes just flooding out of there. It's just boring.
It looks like it's used.
Stuff. So you can see it's all about Trump. A couple big pictures of Trump, center stage Trump, 45th president, 47th Trump, in case you forgot. Just your usual punch list of hate. It seemed like a real bore. I don't even know if it was on like the networks or something.
No idea. I didn't even know it was happening.
I didn't either.
I thought he pulled the plug on it when everybody bailed.
Because it was boring. Of course, it's just like his usual stuff. It's just not informative and it's not helpful. He did say 4th of July, come on out. We're gonna have the he's your favorite president will be talking. He said, which is him.
Barack Obama?
No, not him. The other guy that people don't really care for. But he said it's going to be the biggest fireworks display in world history.
Whoa!
I don't know, right? Like.
Is it going to be even bigger than the time that fireworks factory blew up in Holland? 'Cause that was pretty big.
What about the barge in San Diego when they all went off at one time?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. That's
The
your
bar's
finale.
the bar's set pretty high, so we'll see, Trumpy.
It's just everything's such an exaggeration and stupid. It's kind of my take on that. But
Hmm.
so is he. He also had a big, they passed for a change a bipartisan bill for housing because we know how expensive housing is. We know the median age of somebody buying a new home is about 40, which seems kind of out of whack, obviously. So they came together, made this affordability bill. It was set to be signed yesterday. They had tables set up. They were ready to do this big signing. It was going to be amazing. It was really going to actually do something for people. Trump couldn't stand it. He canceled it. He gathered all the Republican senators into a room because he's still mad about the Iran vote, where they voted to take his war power away without Congress interceding, which is kind of the Constitution. That's how it's supposed to work. But, he's so amazing. So he got into it with Bill Cassidy. They yelled at each other for a while. He yelled at another senator. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Rand Paul. But at the end of the day, he wasn't going to do the housing that was actually going to help people. He's more about the power to conduct this war without Congress, which is unconstitutional. So, long story short, the Senate did flip-flop, and they voted to give him back the power, take away the War Powers Act from the Congress, and give it back to Trump. They had passed it 50-48, and then the switch now was 50-47 for Bill Cassidy, who was primaried against and lost and hated Trump, but apparently he's probably into young children. And Rand Paul flipped. So the old flip-flop.
It just makes you wonder what they have on these people. Why are they still so afraid of him? He's a lame duck. He is historically unpopular.
30% approval, demented, lame duck, and you're pacifying this guy. Why?
Well, and all he's doing is fucking everything up. I mean, billions of dollars wasted on this stupid fucking pool that he's still fixated on. Vandalism.
They have cameras everywhere, and we're going to talk about that shortly, but there's no way. It's ridiculous. So what they do, they made the park workers go out and thunderstorm and put up fencing around the pool. That was followed by blue tarps, so you can't see shit. It wasn't about security. I think it's more about how they're going to try and fix it. And let's just blame somebody, because there's never accountability with these guys. They can never do anything wrong. It's never about them. KK Caroline came out and blasted Biden, that 3.5 inflation that he had. And, Trump said 4.5. I don't know if she's just backwards or doesn't quite understand the math or whatever.
That could be.
She's not pregnant, stupid, because she's already had the kid, but you say what she is.
Well, she's used to lying. She never lets facts get in the way of her job, which is just being a fucking mouthpiece and a propagandist, and a hateful one at that.
Really good at using that mouth.
She is always right on point.
Absolutely. And that she's continually wrong. The war so far, and this is counting, has cost taxpayers and consumers about $132 billion so far. And it came out today that a lot of military families are very upset because they're lying about the wounded soldiers. They say it's pretty much nothing. Nobody really got hurt, a couple hangnails, stubbed toes. But there were some military personnel that were really messed up. So they're not talking about that. So you're not getting anything that's truly honest or straightforward truth from these guys at all. And you'd say, oh, those are politicians. Sure. But there's always been pushback. The American public's generally had a spine. When they smell bullshit, they call it. We're not seeing that right now.
Yeah, and in a way, I mean, the whole thing is just, it's just stunning, and not in a good way. It's just so much shit thrown at us. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's trying to, he's still trying to push through the SAVE Act.
Well, and to your point, not to interrupt you, but that was the whole reason why he wouldn't do the housing, affordable housing, is because he wants the SAVE Act passed. It's never going to happen. That would take away your voting rights, and the Senate knows that. So what did the Senate do yesterday? They decided to take the next 19 days off.
Yeah.
Can't vote if we're not here.
Let's just take a break. It's just, again, I mean, there must be a lot of pedos and fucking shady people involved in this, because they're all afraid of him. And, he sees the numbers. They all see the numbers, and they're terrified of the midterms if they're allowed to happen. And people can actually cast a vote. They're terrified. They know how unpopular they are. They know what this is going to look like. So they're going to pull out every stop, everything that they can do to either nullify your vote or just maybe cancel the whole thing. You know what? Declaring a state of emergency. Somebody peed in the pool, and we're just going to have to shut it all down.
Well,
Thank you for attention to this matter.
And we're seeing it piece by piece where the post office postmaster general saying they're not going to send out absentee ballots to states that don't turn over their voting rolls. I know in Missouri it was promised that they would not turn over the voting rolls, but they did, because
of course they did.
They are empowered these guys too. So they pledged not to, and then they turned over all the voter information to the feds, which includes your driver's license number, your birth year of all Missouri voters. So it's just another step in how they track and think that they can affect the vote, which you and I both agree that this last election, 7 swing states by the narrowest of margins without a recount, when he was covered in flop sweat and nobody was coming to his stupid rallies of the same nonsense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Elon wanted to stay out of jail. I think Trump knew he had to stay out of jail. And here we are. That's still working through the courts, but if it ultimately ends up at the Supreme Court, we're in trouble, because
oh my God, yeah,
they're a rubber stamp. They're doing more of their nonsense today, just following up with Trump, whatever Trumpy Bear wants. Today they blocked, Supreme Court blocked thousands of lawsuits and claims against Roundup for causing cancer. Let's protect the corporations that protect us. And that's basically what they did. They're also not allowing asylum to those seeking it at the southern border. They're not here to make sure it's a level playing field. They're here to take care of whatever the next project is. We started with Project 2025. Once they check off all those boxes, what's the next one? 2030 will be the next project. It's just, I don't know that we know what's coming next. To that point, Blanche has full discretion now to move federal prisoners to any facility of his choosing without any oversight. Just imagine Antifa in maximum security and Giselle Maxwell in a halfway house.
It's such bullshit.
I mean, we saw where, you can touch children and get 30 days in Texas, but if you went to a rally and passed out whatever, you could get 70 years. Antifa.
Unfucking believable. It's so unconstitutional, so un-American, and so disturbing.
It's extremely disturbing. To the disturbing part, let me put up this face because it's one that people most likely want to punch. Stephen Miller.
Wow, this fucking guy.
He was pushing Department of Justice policy, advertising or authorizing states to institutionalize people with disabilities. So rather than fund community-based care for these people, I think we can do better by putting them in an institution. We got to do something with those warehouses.
Institution, yeah. And, I'm sure they'll receive top-notch care. So Stephen Miller looks like a Nazi, talks like a Nazi, acts like a Nazi. Oddly enough, he's Jewish. He must really hate himself. But that's what the Nazis did. It was called their eugenics program, and it actually preceded the Holocaust. They started it in the 30s before the war even started, because these people really weren't fit to live, and they were a drain on society. So they
and you want them procreating? God, no.
They got the idea from America, ironically enough, because we had a eugenics program going on in Appalachia where we sterilized people because we didn't want these hillbillies breeding. So they studied us. They studied our Jim Crow laws as well, which they used to write their Nuremberg laws to take away the rights of Jewish citizens. But anyway, so they started rounding up people that were physically handicapped, mentally handicapped, emotionally handicapped, and they would come and take them away. And a little while later, the relatives would get a box with a little rabbit ribbon and a swastika on it containing your relative's ashes.
Wow.
Yeah. So Stephen Miller really knows his history. I'll give him that, because he's repeating it, and it's just disgusting.
I think it was called Acton T4. Hitler had 300,000 disabled people murdered at Buchenwald, which is some of the photos we put up from the camp.
Yeah.
You would think that could never happen again. You would think that this is an anomaly. How could this ever happen? But geez, oh man, if you don't know history, I guess you're doomed to repeat it, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And to that point, we just don't care about anything. Trump removed the federal protections for the whooping crane. Those whooping cranes. If I got to hear one more crane, and that was there's only 500 left on the planet. But hey, you know,
whooping cough, fine. We're not going to. No vaccine for whooping cough, but whooping cranes, they got to go. They're a menace. They're a real problem.
Well, and to that, and the U.S. military service is again requiring recruits to get flu shots as the Air Force outbreak grew. 275 cases at the Lackland base in San Antonio. Army, Navy, Air Force, all of them need to get their flu shots because Hegseth is a bit of a ding dong. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. It seems too much. Well, if you've had the flu, it's not pleasant. So,
yeah, no, it's not, and it spreads. It's highly contagious. You really want that? These guys people are in close quarters.
Yeah, it's a mess. So at least you know, the military, even with him as the war secretary, was able to write that, which kind of important. You don't want all your troops sickened, and the flu is nasty. Just not a.
Oh, it is. It's a horrible experience.
Not a good time.
Not a good time. It's just, yeah, miserable.
We said the other day that the U.S. was the only country in the World Cup that had that didn't have universal health care. Now they back that up with the U.S. is the only country that doesn't have maternity leave out of all the World Cup countries. And there's a pretty big list of countries. It just puts us kind of at the bottom, which seems like a lot. A lot of things are putting us at the bottom.
All self-inflicted, all in service of that 1% because they're not wealthy enough. They don't have enough control and enough enough wealth that they're not quite comfortable.
Yeah. They want more. Not in a good Billy Idol sort of way.
Nope.
I also wanted to, we talked a little bit about Missouri coming out with Amendment 5, which is no income tax, which you talked about Kansas, how well that went over in Kansas. But it doesn't give you any relief to the property tax. But if you think you're not getting taxed on your income tax, and that's a great thing, you'll be driving on roads with lots of holes because there's no money coming in, which is part of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part of Amendment 5 in Missouri with the no income tax, which you should be voting no. Let me just start with that. Vote no on this amendment, which is awful. But it shifts taxes from income tax to sales tax. Removes the constitutional limits of sales tax rates and types. So it's basically up to the politicians to decide what's fair.
And you know how good they are at deciding what's fair. And here's the thing. So a lot of lower income people don't have to pay state income tax, right? But with the sales tax, everybody's paying. So it's basically just another way to squeeze the poor.
It disproportionately affects lower income households. You're absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. They can raise taxes on every good and service that they want to any amount that they want. And since we voted them in, which is how they take it, they know better, and we trust them to make our decisions. That one stinks. We'll talk next time about what's on the ballot as far as these ballot initiatives, where you go out and you get 300,000 signatures. They put it on the ballot for everybody to vote on. They want to do away with that too, because they really don't think citizens are that smart or should maybe not be in politics. I don't know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you look at some of the footage of like what goes on in Jefferson City, and you see some of these people, and talk about not smart. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know where they get some of these fuckers and who votes them in. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then to continue on this path of destruction of our freedoms, These are flock cameras, and I know we talked about it the other day briefly, but these flock cameras are now showing up in people's land and private property areas where they're just, if the homeowner comes out and complains, now they have a problem with the authorities. But these used to be along the highways. You'd see them. I always thought that they were something that would clock your speed. I tried to tie it to like speeding tickets. It does read license plates. That's one thing that they do. As far as why, I can't really say. But it's basically just tracking you, right? So now it's not just used for license plate reading. They have microphones on them that are always listening for sounds of distress, of course. Nothing. I don't know. You're going to get a laundry list of made up stuff. Sounds of distress, gunshots. So immediately a 911 call can get a drone right there immediately. Sounds great. Basically, they can follow your movements across town. Now, if you're looking for somebody, if it's an Amber Alert, it would seem like that would be a good thing. I think the old system of getting a text, license plate, type of car, if you're driving, you're going to see it. If you're not participating. But I don't think we need to be 24/7 surveilled and have our First Amendment rights and our Fourth Amendment rights and any other constitutional right that you might have taken away because big business thinks this is great. They can basically know where you've been, where you are, and where you're going. I mean, that's weird.
It's really weird and it's really chilling. It's just, there's one in the, I think there might actually be two in the parking lot of the grocery store near me.
Really? Well, that seems like a silly place. Here is, and this isn't up to the minute. This is 2025, but here is a locations of these so far.
Because they're everywhere.
It's a lot. And the CEO came out and said, because people are mapping these, right? We have this information because people are pointing out where they are and not loving it. The CEO's take was that those that are mapping the camera's locations are terrorists.
Dude, they're setting a precedent. They're going to start calling anybody who utters any kind of disagreement a terrorist. And this should be super scary. I mean, we've already seen people sentenced and locked up for this. So this is super, super horrifying.
Well, and ICE is more and more emboldened. Beating down people. They're never going to get charged with anything. One guy, just examples, but, major head trauma, not going to be the same. There's no recourse for these people because they're federalized and these ICE morons can do anything they want. And just criticizing and name calling could be a real problem for you too. We have 106,000 surveillance cameras in the U.S. Again, it seems like 1984 type of stuff. I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, it really does.
So we'll see about how that goes and who's going to be next on the terrorist list, because I guess we're all, if you don't fall in line and put your red hat on, you're the devil.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anyone and everyone who has even a slight disagreement.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I just don't know how long we're going to be able to sustain this because, again, Trump's giving these speeches. He's talking about all, the golden economy that's happening and all these factories that are being built all over the country and all these jobs that are going to happen and all this grand stuff with the economy. And I'm just not seeing any of it. None of it.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't. I'd say the vast majority of us aren't. His cronies, they're all doing great, battening up at the expense of the rest of us. But yeah, for the average American, maybe not so great.
Well, inflation's up. I don't know that these factories are even being built. When he talks about car manufacturers building these factories, I don't believe it. He spoke to Mr. Toyota. The owner of Toyota has been dead for 3 years. I don't really know. And I'm pretty sure his name isn't Mr. Toyota.
I'm pretty sure not.
It's catchy.
Very catchy.
Yeah. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. And these speeches that he's giving are the same nonsense. Like, how do you go out there and pump your fist and they talk about the Somalis and how corrupt they are. And these congressmen come out and talk about these various states where they're just stealing from us and taking all this taxpayer money. I think it's getting sucked out from the top. I don't see any of this. I don't know what you're talking about. They don't want to assimilate in our culture and stuff, like assimilate. What?
Yeah, how are they not assimilating? They're opening businesses, they're going to school, they're, becoming part of the communities. How is that not assimilating? You just don't like them because they're from somewhere. Maybe they speak differently, maybe they look differently, they're a different color, they eat different foods, they're not real Americans. It's horrifying.
We're all
It really
real
is.
Americans that come from someplace else. It's called a melting pot. And
Yeah.
now we're going to cut that off. They talked about in 1914, we let people in. This was a politician, I believe, in Georgia, who got screamed at his town hall. Now he doesn't do them. He's a real D-bag himself, but talked about, we had open borders. We let everybody in 1914. And then in the 1970s, we had to start shutting it down. And the person was like, was it because in the early 1900s or 1914, it was white people coming in, Eastern Europeans, and then in the 70s and 80s, it started to be Hispanics. Is that like what changed why we had to put the wall up? And then talks about, hey, they just want to come and be taken care of and take money from the government. Like, it's just not a thing. And it's mainly
not a
white
thing.
people. To be honest, it's white people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's the exact opposite. I mean, they work, they pay taxes, they get nothing back.
Yeah. It's just more lies.
They're only putting into the system and not taking out. And that's another thing they're not telling us is how much are we losing every year? It's like, what, 13 billion that people paid into it and gotten absolutely nothing back from it. But now we're going to just ship them all out because I don't even know why, because Trump wants to see that number increased for his little tiny ego. And Stephen Miller just feeds on cruelty.
It's the truth. I mean, it's all true and it all sucks. And we're all kind of either not sure what to do and kind of frozen, or we're just figuring this is going to change somehow. But they're emboldened. They're pretty steadfast on how they want to dismantle this democracy. I don't know if we're going to turn into the three-headed monster where it's us and China and Russia, or what his plans are. But
I don't think he has a plan.
you're probably right about that. That would seem more likely. But I just, I'm kind of fearful for how this is rolling out and the lack of political aid from our representatives. We're getting nothing. We can't afford housing. We're not getting wealth equality. We're not getting decent paying jobs.
Healthcare.
Healthcare is giant. I mean, that's the ACA going away is just horrendous to me. I mean, people are just going to go without. And we've done that path before. Then people go to the ER. Then people complain about the cost of going to the emergency room because you don't have health care. They're not giving you an option for it.
No, especially if you're living in rural America where they're closing up rural health facilities and hospitals.
Absolutely. They don't even have broadband, for fuck's sake.
I know. They definitely, they want to squeeze the shit out of us and then they want us gone. They don't care how. You die of cancer, you die of disease, you die of poverty, you die of malnutrition, you name it. They don't give a fuck.
That's an impressive list you got there. My goodness.
No, I'm probably not even scratching the surface.
No,
I'd be
you're
curious
right.
to see what the suicide rate looks like. How many people are just either horrified, disgusted, disillusioned, depressed, frightened, and just decide, well, you know what? I'll take myself out. I'll show myself out.
And even if you're not, then you're kind of become a shut-in. I mean, you're just trying to ride out every day. And they talk about the American dream, how wonderful it is, and it's back, and the golden age, and the golden economy, and all this nonsense. I'm not feeling it. I see people daily that I don't think are feeling all that amazingness. And here we are, another day of living. Okay.
Well, the golden age is back if you consider the Gilded Age the golden age when the billionaires ran everything. And yeah, those days are back. That's what they're talking about.
Well, I just want to celebrate another day of living, and that's not enough. That's not the American dream. It's about putting in the work. We talked about this with these kids coming out of college now. They did everything you asked them to do, and you're not giving them a platform to perform excel or do anything with that degree. You just want them doing whatever, and we're going to continue to underpay you and demand more work out of you.
More work and more money. We're still leeching off them. We're still leeching, those student loans that they're having to pay back. We're still can't get out of paying that off.
No way, man.
I mean, you're just sucking the life out of them.
Yeah, and it's just not the bill of goods that they were sold. If they would have known that you're going to pay for all this college, which is extremely expensive at these universities, and then come out. Oh, I'm not condemning universities. I'm all about education, but there has to be a price that's affordable for people to do it, because you're taking 4 years minimum to get a degree that you're not working, and you're paying. So how do you catch up? And a lot of these kids aren't catching up at all or ever.
Yeah, they never do. Yeah.
So
it's horrifying. Society does that to their younger people.
Yeah, it's a shame. It shouldn't be, and there has to be some pushback. Most countries have pretty good voter turnout. That's not been the history of this country, where we can't get a decent percentage of people to come out and vote in their own best interest. I think we might be getting to that point where, when they're trying to not send out absentee ballots to certain states that are generally blue, not wanting to count votes of people that are woke, it may be time just to stand outside and let your voice be heard, especially on election day. We have one coming up in August that's going to have these ballot initiatives. We talked about this before, where they don't even want the ballot initiatives to be a thing anymore. So we really need to vote while we can, or have a plan B.
Well, it definitely starts with checking to make sure you're still registered, that you haven't been just erased from the rolls. So
yeah, kind of important for sure.
Yeah. Step number
Moving
one.
your polling station, kicking you off the voter rolls, etc. Federal court judge did say that you can't require ID for voting, at least not the extended ID. Everybody presents a driver's license or some form of ID, but you don't have to have a passport. I know the woman from Minnesota talked about it, where 49% have passports. So you're talking about half your population that you're not going to allow to vote. I mean, that's just unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. It's un-American. It's undemocratic. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah, but we're going to beat our chest. 250 years. We're amazing. We do everything great. We take care of our people. Prosperity, golden age. Tired of listening to, in Biden's words, the malarkey.
It's a lot of malarkey. It's a lot of lying.
Yeah. That guy flies commercial. I saw him on the tarmac getting onto a plane. People actually enjoy him. The current guy that said he was the devil and Hunter was this, that, and the other, his family is a bunch of horrible people, and they're stealing from all of us. So let's hope that doesn't continue. I said I wasn't going to go on too long with this, because your day was going pretty well. So I'm going to stop there. Shay agrees.
Yeah, no, I was having a great day, a Homer Simpson kind of day.
Well, I don't want to get you off track of the good times.
Homer at the bowling alley.
The St. Louis Zoo was voted the best free attraction in the U.S. So you can excel and be at a very high level and not charge for it.
It's a great zoo.
Very positive. This was a USA Today poll, so it wasn't like a local thing where people thought they were great in St. Louis. It is an amazing zoo, I will say that. And then my other happy ending was, excuse me, this gentleman right here, Braxton Ashcraft. He is a Pirate pitcher. He pitched last night and got the win. I believe he had 10 strikeouts. He's the first pitcher in modern history since 1901 to have multiple starts with at least 10 plus strikeouts and no walks in a season. He pitched last night. Hugely impressive. This is we're at the halfway point, so they've played 81 games so far. So in half a season, this guy has done this. Pretty impressive for a young pitcher. I know he didn't make the All-Star team. Skeens did. Skeens is amazing. This guy's numbers match Skeens.
Yeah, they are really. Their numbers are really close.
He's got a better record. I believe he's 7-3. Skeens is under 500. And I'm not knocking Skeens. He's amazing. The defense behind him has been terrible. You know, if he gives up more than 3 hits in a game, they lose 70% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the run support has not been there. I don't know why.
And the bullpens suck. They've been terrible. They've given up. They've blown 18 saves, and they've saved 17. So 18, even take a third of that, and your record's pretty darn good. They have the most hits in baseball. It's like their WAR, which I don't even know what the heck that means. They're in the top 4 with the Dodgers and Yankees and teams that are doing really well. But I don't know. They're just not quite there, I guess.
Well, I'd like to see him get there. I'm not really confident with their current general manager. I don't think he really knows what he's doing. I'm not quite sure about the manager either.
Yeah, I don't know.
That guy.
He got his 100th win, so it's going to make it harder and harder to kick him out the door. We talked about this weeks ago. You just don't know what's going on in the clubhouse. That can overcome a lot of mismanagement if you have the talent and you have that cohesiveness of guys that want to play for each other, type of thing. So I'm holding out hope. Billy, what did we ask for? July 15th? Give me something. July 23rd, third week in July before Steeler mini camp or training camp opens, something like
July
that.
28th. The 28th. So yeah, got another month to go. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah. Hang in there. Let's go.
Go Buccos. Did you have any happy endings today?
Having a super great day today, so we'll try and keep it that way.
All right. Well, and we did this in 36 minutes, so I promised to keep it quick, but I did think these things are important. Look for a flock camera near you because they're not hard to find.
Yeah.
Please don't mess with it unless you want the feds breathing down your neck. But please check your voter rolls. Make sure you're registered to vote. This stuff's going to creep up on us. We're almost into July. Some of these votes are going to come up in August, not to mention November. So make sure that you have a say. If you're okay with this, fine. I'm not telling you how to vote, but my God, pay attention. Do some research. Dig a little bit deeper. My goodness, it's getting hot in here, which was the last episode. So anyway, Billy, I'll let you go. Hopefully I'll catch up with you later today.
All right. And,
as always, I appreciate your time, and hopefully you're still riding high, even with this type of news.
I shall rise above it.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Billy. I like the black and white. I thought we did a pretty good job today.
Yeah. Nice job.
All right. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
Thank you.